Louis the Loner. That's what everyone used to call me. As if I chose to be alone. As if it was my choice to have zero friends. Nah, it was actually the opposite. I tried my best. I smiled. I tried to talk to people. But for some reason, that was unknown to me at the time. Everyone avoided me as if I had lice or pink eye. Neither of which I'd ever had before. Move! Louis the Loner's coming through! The people in the hall parted like the Red Sea. They scurried away as soon as I came through the doors and clambered over each other as if being a few meters closer to me would infect them. I tried to ignore it, but when I was opening my locker, some mean girls were having an argument, and one of them got pushed towards me. I hit my locker pretty hard. A bump immediately started growing on my forehead. The girl who slammed against me was sprawled on the floor. Ah! What are you doing? Get away! Get away from me! Rude? I'm just trying to help you up. Don't you dare come any closer! Okay, you know what? I'm 100% sure I don't like you. And I'm 100% sure I don't care. Just stay away from me! Mom, please, come pick me up right now! Oh, I'm not feeling well. You have to take me to a doctor, like, right now! People treated me like that every day. I never understood why. When I asked my parents what it could be, they just shrugged it off like it's no big deal. Even when I told them that it was affecting me. Even when I said that I had no friends because of it. Kids will be kids, son. You shouldn't take it to heart. Just focus on your grades and everything will fall into place. But nothing ever did. There was one particular girl who was the meanest. Her name was Mia, and she made me the school's laughingstock every chance she got. I felt lonelier by the day. I felt like I didn't matter. My only escape was in a world much different from this one. All I needed to do was put on my VR headset, and I'm there, away from the desperation I felt in the real world, and closer to the life I wanted for myself. And there, I was free. And there, I had a friend. His name was Aim High 5002. I sunk deeper and deeper into the virtual world. I forgot to live in the real one. The virtual world gave me everything this one can't. And there, my old friend and I talked for hours. I vented about my life, school, the people who ignored my existence. And whenever I'd be down, Alan would cheer me up. Come on, let's do the quest by the troll cave. We've done that one at least 20 times. I know, but you love that cave. You always feel much better after a good battle. He knew me as if we were friends in real life. He was the closest to a brother I'd ever had. And together, we adventured in that world. We traveled through deserts and snow-capped mountains. We hunted for treasures and dug for rare gems. And we fought monsters. Lots and lots of monsters. And afterwards, we would feast. We'd ride up to the nearest town and party till we dropped. In that world, girls wanted to be around me. They didn't run away. Something struck me as odd about AIM, though. When we talked about my world, where I lived, he'd talk in these riddles. And sometimes, when he thought I wasn't looking, I'd catch him acting weird. Like that one time after we took down some orcs and recovered the missing hope crystal for the king, he hugged me. For too long. He told me he was proud of me, and for a second, it looked as if there was something hiding behind those eyes. It felt like he wanted to kiss me. He was way too generous to me as well. AIM spent a ton of money in the game. He was always wearing some new skin, got the best weapons, and bought god-tier accessories, not just for himself, but for me, too. Every time he got tired of something, he'd just dump it into my inventory. I tried several times to give the stuff back to him, but he'd always refuse. I have so much of his stuff that in-game, I was a millionaire, and I started making real money off of it too. Sometimes I'd sell some of his old stuff in-game, and I'd get paid in the real world for it. I was making steady money off of it. I was sure I could afford tuition for college by then. It took me 2 years just to convince AIM to go on voice chat with me. Usually he'd say he was shy, or that people were sleeping, or his mic was broken. Any excuse, really. Okay, I'll voice chat. But just give me a couple of days. I need to fix some stuff. I tried to brush off AIM's weird episodes and the whole almost kissing me thing under the rug. I was probably reading it all wrong. He was a great friend. And I didn't want to ruin our friendship just because of something like that. And besides, how would I know when I barely interact with people in real life? Maybe that's just how friends are like. I'd known AIM for over 4 years when I finally asked to meet up. I wanted to put a face to the name. I wanted to have him as a friend in the real world just as much as in the game. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. Why wouldn't I be? What if you don't like me as much in real life? What if I'm not what you're expecting? Why would I have any expectations from my closest and only friend? Come on, I'll take you to the water park near where I live. The slides there are bananas! You're gonna love it! AIM was definitely against the whole thing for as long as I can remember. He was always going on about not wanting to reveal his identity. Something about safety or some other excuse. I gave him my friend face and Instakilo accounts ages ago, and yet he never bothered to add me on socials. But finally he said yes. I begged him. My birthday was coming up and I really wanted him to be there. So I told him to meet me at the water park, where my family and my cousins were going to be for my party. There was going to be food and music, and my uncle was going to barbecue a mean batch of ribs. But I waited by the slides for an hour. Then 3, until the party was over and the people had left. I was pretty sad. I thought at least he would have showed up to say hello. I even got him a matching shirt with our game guild's name and logo so we could adventure through the water park just like we did in-game. But he never showed up. Louis? Mia? What are you doing here? She was acting very strange. At school, she barely looked at me except for when she'd humiliate me. And now she was talking to me of her own volition. It was strange, too, how I kept seeing her around the park during the whole day. And why was she there alone? And then she smiled. I'd never seen her act that awkward before. It was as if she was a different person altogether. And then she said something I'd only heard in the virtual world before. Crab sticks. What? What did you just say? I told you this wasn't a good idea. Crab sticks was AIM's go-to expression. Every single time he ran into a problem, he'd utter those words. But your voice in the chat. I used a voice changer. Had to have it delivered. Was why I took a while to agree to voice chat. But why? Mia finally confessed. She had had a crush on me since middle school, and I accidentally snubbed her. I was so young, I don't even remember it anymore. So, as revenge, she started a rumor saying that the mark I had on my face was a contagious disease, and that anyone who came near me, even breathed the same air as me, would find their whole face covered in the same mark. I finally understood. But why do you befriend me in the game? I felt guilty. I'm sorry. You should be. It got out of hand. I just wanted to be close to you. So, that was why it felt like AIM wanted more than friendship this whole time. Ugh, I was so dumb! Her name was in the username the whole time! And her birth year, too? Mia, 2005? I could have left her there. I could have felt bitter. My tormentor during those awful years has been my friend the whole time. I felt betrayed. But I hugged her. There she was, in the flesh, my only real friend for over 4 years. I let bygones be bygones, and we started anew. Just like how AIM changed my life in the game, Mia changed my life in this world. She used to make fun of me, and now she was giving me a makeover. She bought me nice clothes, sneakers, taught me how to be confident. She upgraded my gaming PC, and in the evenings, we continued to go on our virtual adventures. Only now, neither of us had any secrets from each other. She introduced me to all her friends and dispelled the rumors she started. Finally, people were noticing me. People wanted to be my friend. I liked some of them, and the others not so much. I used to walk into a room full of people and wonder if they liked me. Now, I wonder if I like them. It was Christmas Eve when Mia told me to meet her in-game. There, she gave me the most priceless treasure in the game that only 3 people have ever gotten. Merry Christmas! And then, the very next morning, she came knocking at our door. And this time, she kissed me in real life, too.